Hey everyone, welcome back. Got a great episode for you. We're going to be talking all about aquaponics today. I'm going to give you a great tour of our 3 aquaponics systems that we have here in the class. I'm going to teach you a little bit about how they work if you don't already know that. Some of you may as well know that. Aquaponics is much like hydroponics, where we'll be growing plants without a traditional soil media, and so we'll be using some expanded clay pebbles. Right here you can see we got a pump. We've got some air stones that agitate the water. The pump flows that water up. The fish poop in that water. That what would normally become toxic to them is broken down by bacteria, nitrifying bacteria, break down that fish waste and convert it into a usable form of nutrition for the plants. The plants then utilize that nutrition, as you can see, quite well. And then they filter the water out. The water then returns back to the tank nice and clean. And plants are happy, fish are happy if the system works well. Like I said, it relies heavily on the nitrifying bacteria and that process that will help convert and break down that toxic fish waste into usable nutrition. And so you can see that we traditionally would grow herbs and lettuce, things that we can eat in these systems. We have the LED grow lights there, simulate the sun. And so, but lately I've just been growing tons of houseplants and actually propagating lots of houseplants, letting them grow in here, taking some cuttings, stuffing them in the gravel. And so how this works is there's a bed of gravel in here. It's probably about 8 to 10 inches deep, but the last 1.5 to 2 inches is dry gravel on top. So there's dry gravel on top. You got to dig down a few inches, and then that's where you'll see the water level flowing. You may be able to hear it over all the other noises, but let's see. Oh yeah, there's the water level, and so it's constantly flowing. This is actually the standpipe in here, and so there's a drain hidden in there, cut to the level that is required for this. And so what's great about this system is that it provides a lot of room for growing, but as that water's flowing, there's tons of nutrition in it, fish waste, and there's so much benefit to it. But let's take a greater deep dive into aquaponics today. So as you can see, we got a lot of variety of plants here. We got Dracena, we've got some Dumcane. You look at that was even a piece I just cut a while back, and I just kind of stuffed it in the gravel sideways, horizontally, and it's growing pretty well already, starting to sprout. So we've got some really cool Allegonium. I think maybe I said that incorrectly, but that's a really cool Chinese evergreen one, real pretty. There's a Neanth bell palm. We got some pothos, a little neon. We've got I was messing with this earlier, snake plant variety, beautiful. Was it mother-in-law's tongue, or was it trifasciata? Was it Sansevieria, I should say. I'm actually even got some, you can see there's even an outdoor plant stuffed in there that someone brought me. I just put a cutting in there just to see what would happen, and that one blooming is actually, what is that, citronella. Cool little plant. Like I said, we got some more Dieffenbachia in there. I've got several different varieties. Dracena in here, the dragon plant. We've got, what is that, the ZZ plant we've got grown in there. There's actually a cascade palm or a cat palm in here that we're trying out to see. It's a little bit in shock, to be honest, but we'll see how that goes. I think there's some spathiphyllums hidden there behind there. And look at this, it's a really beautiful philodendron variety. Absolutely gorgeous, loving that. And so hopefully, when I bought it, obviously it was in soil, so we rinsed all that soil off until it was spotless, and then I was able to install it here, so I'm hoping that it grows and kind of matures and multiplies and gets larger, so I can take some more additional cuttings. Like I said, there's more Sansevieria there, there's even a Hoya back in there, more citronella, a couple of different varieties of Calathea, or Calathea, depending upon who you talk to. So very, very lush. It's actually grown quite well. As far as the dragon plants and the Dieffenbachia, I literally just cut those from their original stalks and just stuffed them right into the gravel a couple weeks back. And look at that. I can already feel tons of tension, quite a bit of tension on the roots there, holding it in place. Yep. I could pull them up, but I really don't want to disturb them too much. So you can see, looking really good in this system. All right, so one system down. Let's go take a quick peek at our other systems. Whoa, yep, don't look at my messy office. It's like, who else's office has like several trees in my office. Love it, so thankful. Okay, so this one's got a lot of fish, a lot of, there we go, so they're doing pretty good. This tank's a little bit larger, has a lot of fish. These were all tiny just a couple years, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, they're about 1 inch. And now they're getting real big. They're all, couple different varieties in there of sunfish and bluegill. So they're doing great. See, they're hungry. I haven't fed them this morning. They're waiting to be fed, and they're waiting for the students to come in. I can tell because they're staring at. They're eyeballing me. But you can see this tank. We disturb the surface of the water a lot. Try to mix it all up. Get really good, circulation in there, I guess, with the water. And so as it gets all disturbed, oxygen diffuses in there. The water gets pumped up. And what's cool about this system is actually it's 2 layers high. We got a lot of different plants growing in there. It's growing pretty decent. Here's another Hoya variety that I just recently picked up for the class. We're hoping that this will do just like the other ones are in the other systems, which is well, and grow for us, and maybe even bloom, and maybe we can take some cuttings. But you can see this system's doing quite well also. The Dieffenbachia is just like, I put there as a cutting quite a couple months back, and it's just going. Oh, look at that one, it can barely move it. So it's doing quite well. Here's a big old citronella. That was a citronella a coworker brought me as a gift, which I appreciate, but it didn't have any dirt on it. It was just a big old cutting. And so we're gonna see if we can get it to root in here for fun, and then I can take it home or give it away or whatever. You can see we got a cutting here. How I did that's just not feeling it. It was a massive like broken limb off one of our ficus, but not doing too bad. You can see we got these General Electric lights in there. Those were actually donated by GE. They're 8-foot bars. They gave us 4 of them. I'm so grateful and thankful when they did that. Some fantastic folks that I got in touch with, and were just so supportive of us down here. So can't thank them enough. And that was a few years ago even. But anywho, so the kids built this. This is all built by students. Oh, look, there's our little porthole for funsies. And so the fish are doing good. And what's cool is even with this system, it's all decorative, but I always like to point this out to the students. It even has millions, plants that may be millions of years old, little fossils, an old fern stuck in there. Kind of cool to see that. But yeah, so not too bad, but as you can see, this system needs a bit of effort because we lost our I usually put an algae eater or some kind of a tank cleaner, in each tank. This one lost its Plecostomus is gone, so. But we have a lot of varieties in this tank as well. There's even some Syngonium or whatever, the American Evergreen in there. There's the cat palm. Not doing too bad, actually. That one didn't go into shock like the other one did. There's like 3 or 4 of them I have in here that are doing good. There's more of that Allegonium or whatever, the Chinese Evergreen, looking really cool. I know those pink lights put off a pretty distinctive color, but even without that, these ones actually have really cool color. They're actually pink and green and just really stripy, and just have this. They stand out really good. As do these other ones that have like the purple undersides and the green top sides. Probably getting too much light right there, to be honest. But we'll see. Just all an experiment. Oh, there's our old clone box. Right now we got a new clone box we're testing out. Here we go. All right, and our third system. I was over here, I was gonna film my intro this morning, and just setting up the tripod near them, the fish saw the legs of the tripod and they started going nuts. And just swimming, because usually they're all together like a nice little family. But when the legs came down in front of the tank, these little skinny dark legs, they did not appreciate it. And so they all started like, I didn't like how their reactions. I didn't want them to hurt themselves. But anywho, they're doing great. These were all tiny when we first started it. Those are redfin tinfoils. So they're eating, living, pooping, and feeding this wonderful system. So you can see we got some philodendrons. Look at these beautiful plants growing up. If you have never grown hydroponically or aquaponically, like specifically this is aquaponics because we provide the nutrition from the fish waste. I suggest you try. Maybe try small or go research. You can do it a number of ways. The ones these systems that I've shown you are just a scratch on the surface, to be honest, of how an aquaponic system operates, and how a system that you might be able to utilize at home, either indoors or out. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I've seen some wonderful outdoor aquaponic systems that in greenhouse style aquaponic systems that are just phenomenal. Some really creative, talented growers out there. And you gotta give credit where credit is due. But hey, I just want to show you a little bit of ours. These are Philips LED grow lights that we got when we first built this system. What's cool about these is they put off a good grow light, but they're like, basically it's like cool to the touch. That's not hot at all, barely even warm. So that's cool. So you can really have lettuce and herbs and other plants getting pretty close to those lights, although if they're right up against it, touching it, oftentimes we'll see, let me see if this one's getting a burn. Oh yeah, see that? So this one, see that was touching the light, and that's what happens. That's an example of a sunburn, basically, or light burn. This isn't ideal. Like I said, the system we actually was built for lettuce and herbs, but with the students being gone for most of this last year, we converted it over. Maybe next year we'll put them back to growing some food. But for now, you can see the house plants are growing through it. Actually, you can see the Deacon just growing out the top. Looks really cool. And so I've been tracking down more varieties of plants, testing to see which ones grow really well in there. But it all comes down to that fish waste. You got that good fish waste in there. You got that bacteria breaking it down, converting what was toxic into something that is completely usable for the plants. Like I said, oftentimes I'll notice that there's certain plants that I grow in this system, the aquaponic system, that the same plant is right next to it growing in soil or in this same room, and it's not growing nearly as fast. So in some cases, it's just a fantastic way to grow highly efficiently, which is just great. Great. Oh, there's the fish. So they switch sides. But anyhow, from our garden to yours, happy gardening, best wishes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please come back and visit us again. We'd love to have you. Take care now. Bye-bye then.